Sorry, I didn't have my mic on. If you're already joining me early, then you can go ahead and just close your eyes, sink into your own body, finding that natural, comfortable, easy seated posture. Just coming back inside, connecting to your breath, beginning to take the bridge from the physical being back to the spirit, back to the soul space. So just closing the eyes and allowing yourself to become centered and relaxed and comfortable. If you're just joining us, just go ahead and take a moment just to ground into your easy seat, connect to your own body, closing the eyes, drawing the focus inward, finding your breath. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. Um, this morning, I kind of just wanted to mention before we get started something to consider throughout our practice. Today, we're going to be doing breath work that is really great for disease resistance. We're also doing a self-care Kriya. Right now, with all of the things that have been happening and COVID being kind of, still at its peak for many purposes. Um, it's really more important than ever to take care of ourselves and just be really aware of our own health and how we're investing in our own being and the quality of energy that we're putting towards keeping ourselves at our peak health and our best way of being. So something to consider throughout all of those things is to think about how, our energy, our emotional energy, the way that we feel impacts the quality of our health, the quality of our well-being, and our ability to resist disease and all of those kinds of things. So I just really wanted to make a point of us looking at the quality of our thought life and the quality of our feelings and the things that we are feeding throughout the day. It seems like once we get on a path of negative thought or thoughts that aren't serving us or for our highest and greatest good, that we very easily snowball into that path for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week, or whatever it may be. So, like, if I'm already going into my day and I had a situation that I consider to be a bad experience, if I let that taint the rest of my experience throughout the day, where, potentially I had an awesome day lined up where I had all of these fun things I was going to go do, if I allow that one experience I had earlier in the day to be the forefront of my mind and to dictate how I feel about the rest of my experience that day, I'm going to miss out on a lot of opportunity for beauty and light and levity within that space. And when I do that, I'm not only decreasing my energetic value of what I could potentially experience throughout my day, I'm also wearing on my immune system. I'm wearing on the energetic quality of my being. And so I really want to be aware of not allowing those experiences that I could judge or tell a story about in a way that makes them look negative or bad taint the rest of my experience, because I'm not just putting myself in a bad mood, I'm opening myself up for all kinds of energetic qualities that are in alignment to that vibration of that feeling that I was feeling, that feeling that I was in, that frustration, that anger, whatever it is. I'm drawing more of the quality of that energy into my experience. And so I really want to pay attention to the quality of my thoughts. What energies am I feeding? What am I allowing to be at the center of my attention? Because that's a choice. So what am I choosing to focus my attention on? Because wherever my attention is, that's where my energy is going to flow. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So I want to be sure that I'm not creating an environment that is not conducive to my well-being as often as I can. And so if I have one of those experiences that's challenging me, that's making me not happy, or I'm telling a story about it and, oh, people don't like me, or this is bad, and, whatever it is, then I need to stop myself right there in that moment and say, this was an experience that I had. It wasn't necessarily, didn't feel great or whatever it is, but I'm not going to allow that experience to continue to influence my energy for the rest of this day. So I'm going to choose to let go of this. I'm going to see it. I'm going to release it. Every time that energy tries to peek back in and come back into your energetic field, you say, nope, that's not mine. I'm not going to allow that to be a part of my energetic attention today. I'm not going to feed that thing. And then, so how can I focus on the other things? What are the other things that I could focus on that will draw me closer to where I want to be? What are the things that I could look at doing? What are the feelings I could engage in? I have all this other stuff planned for the rest of the day that I want to do, and I want it to be beautiful and fun and light. I'm going to focus on creating that energetic space for the rest of my day. looking forward to doing those things with the people I love, being in gratitude for the availability for me to do those things with those people or whatever it is. So just be real aware of your quality of your thought life right now while we're all going through this time of COVID and all this stuff happening. Be aware of the quality of your thoughts. Be aware of what energies you're choosing to feed, because you are going to magnetically draw in more of those kinds of energies, whether it be illness, whether it be grief, whatever it is. So be very careful, very aware of what energies you're choosing to feed. And so just allowing that to be something that we think about throughout the day today, and just being aware of where have I been kind of like letting that stuff get away with me and not getting it in control and not choosing the energy that I want to experience more of, instead of just allowing myself to get caught up in the energy that's around me and then becoming in sync with that energy, as opposed to establishing my own baseline, my own expression of energetic being. So we're going to start today by tuning in. So just grounding into your easy seat, closing the eyes, dropping the shoulders back and down, and coming long in the spine, feeling those roots growing out from those sits bones and all of those points of contact from the body to the earth. Nice, big, thick, dense roots. And just visualizing those roots growing as deep into the earth's crust as you possibly can, anchoring you into this time and space. Heart space is radiating forward, all around you. And feeling the crown of the head reaching into the sky. And finding your breath. Making sure that breath isn't sitting in the top of the chest and the top of the lungs, but drawing that breath deeper into the body, really sustaining you, really offering you that breath of life. Drawing that breath down past the lower lung, past the diaphragm, and all the way down into the belly, feeling that belly rising up away from the body on the inhalation, and drawing that navel towards the spine on the exhale. Just the breath is a conscious act, coming back to the breath, back to the soul space. It can draw you away from the negative thoughts. It can draw you away from the story, the need to tell the story or the judgment. Just coming back to the breath, focusing your mind on the conscious breath. And then just starting to rub the palms of the hands together, creating that friction and heat. Taking those thumbs, pressing them into the breastbone. Forearms are parallel to the earth. We're going to begin our practice today with Om Namo Gurudev Namo, tapping into those higher aspects of our being, connecting to our own soul space, listening to that voice above all others, inhaling deeply. Exhale completely, and then inhaling to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath. Apply the root lock if it's within your practice today, you're not on your moon cycle or pregnant. Exhale. We're going to follow that up with a Mangala charm, creating that safe space on our mat just for us to do our own deep healing work. Nothing can interfere, nothing can interrupt. This is our safe space for our own energetic work and healing. Inhaling deeply. Exhale completely. Inhaling to begin. Adgure name, Jugadgure name, Satgure name, Sri Guru Deve name. Adgure name, Jugadgure name, Satgure name, Sri Guru Deve name. Adgure name, Jugadgure name, Satgure name, Sri Guru Deve name. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath, apply your root lock, press that energy up the spine, allow it to circulate throughout the entirety of your being. Exhale, releasing the breath, releasing the hands to the knees, gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. So we're going to start by coming into our breath of 10. We're going to start with that meditation, just drawing us even further into our own being, connecting to those higher aspects of ourself. The breath is the fastest, best, most effective way that we can connect to our own spirit, to be receptive to that space, to receive whatever information that part of our being might have for us. Connecting to the breath, connecting to those, life affirming energies that the breath offers. It's called the breath of life for a reason. This is the breath of 10, and so it's an interesting posture. I'm going to show you guys how we do it here in a moment, and the way that we finish is really different than any breath work I've ever done before, but I think it's really beautiful. This particular one is enhancing our capacity for life, for pranic energy. It's a complete breath, and it's in the line of the breath of fire. It can give us a disease-free body, clear meditative mind, and intuition. But it requires practice. So this is a good one to practice on your own at home if you choose to have a practice. Like I was saying earlier, if you're concerned, if you're fearful, if you're worried about the corona, if you're stressed out about this stuff, the best way that we can combat that is to take affirmative action in our life. So doing things that take us closer to where we actually want to be, as opposed to staying stuck in that fear and that stress and that anxiety and anguish. We're taking affirmative action that's allowing us to actually create the environment in our body that we want to create, that we want to feed. And so it's magnetic energy therapy. It allows that magnet of our energetic being to be of the quality of what we actually want to bring back in. It triggers the command center to wake up your immune system, and it puts all the chakras in rhythm. So this is a great one also. If you feel like if you have like a chakra out of balance or something of that nature, you can come into this breath work. It's going to help you bring those things back into alignment. The body's resources are invoked to heal you. So this is an invocation for healing. It's really beautiful. So the way that we're going to do this, and we inhale 5 times through the nose and exhale 5 times through the mouth. Keep those elbows tight in towards your rib cage, and the hands come open, facing towards each other. And this is a really rhythmic, really specific, intentional movement. So this isn't just loose like this. We want to keep it tight and really intentional with the movement. So the arms are going to come out, just about 60 degrees. We're going to bring them in about 12 to 8 inches towards one another, okay? So we don't want to bring them all the way to touch. We just want to bring them to that energetic space about 8 to 12 inches. We're really building our pranic energy, that power of our own being, we're really concentrating it in the density between that space that exists between those hands when we come into that 8 to 12 inches, okay? So visualize yourself building that pranic energy in that space between your hands. And then we're going to really just concentrate that energy and bring it into our body at the end of this practice, okay? So keeping those elbows in tight towards the body. It's inhalation 5 times. Exhale. Excuse me, the exhales through the mouth. So inhale. Closing the eyes, drawing the attention inward and upward towards the third eye space. Keep those elbows tight towards the body and go ahead, begin. We're going to be here for about 3.5 minutes, so just continuing on with that breath, nice and intentional and strong, powerful breath here. Really visualizing yourself building that amazing ball of light, that beautiful golden ball of light, that energy, however it is that you want to visualize yourself building that pranic ball of energy between the hands. Every breath, you visualize that light growing stronger, that energy growing more vibrant, radiating so intensively that you can feel it between your hands, in your own being, in your energetic field. You feel that energy growing bigger and bigger, more vibrant, full of more of that life-affirming energy, that pranic energy that supports and sustains us. Visualizing yourself detoxing all of your organs, all of those parts of your body that might be containing those energies that are no longer serving you, that are not in alignment with your highest good, in your well-being, in your peak health and peak performance. Just visualizing all of those things being eradicated from the body, totally cleansed, totally released as you're coming into those intentional breaths. Just continuing on, you only have about 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Sometimes some of this breath work can feel kind of challenging or kind of irritating. And when you feel that discomfort, then you know that you're cracking open all of those spaces that need that balm of that beautiful energy that you're going to open up and release into your body through the crown chakra. Allowing that balm, that beautiful healing energy to just slip into those cracks, to heal, to transmute, to alchemize all of those things within your own being that allow you to be in your highest and greatest good, in your most beautiful, amazing sense of being that you can possibly be. Just a few more seconds here. Stop and keep those hands about 8 to 12 inches apart. Inhaling deeply. Suspending the breath at the top, apply your root lock and feel that energy circulating throughout your entire being. Feel that amazing ball of prana that you've created between those two hands, that beautiful healing energy that we're about to send into our own body. Exhale. Keep those hands in front of you. Keep that ball of energy in between those hands, that 8 to 12 inches apart. Then we're going to take our hands and we're going to press them into our face. Excuse me, I'm trying to work around my mic. I'm just pressing them into your face as much as you can. You've got that fleshy part of your palm towards the chin. The fingertips are rising up towards the temples. And just creating a lot of pressure there. And you're going to inhale deeply. Suspend the breath and hold it for a count of 20. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Exhale. We're going to take the hands down to the heart space now. Pressing, anchoring that energy into the heart space. Right hand comes on top, left hand on top of that. Inhaling deeply. Suspend the breath, hold it for the count of 20. Exhale. Take it into the belly now. Right hand comes just on top of the navel, left hand on top of that. Inhale deeply. Spinning the breath. Take it to the count of 20. Pressing that energy into the navel, pressing that energy into our being. Exhale, releasing the hands. Come back into your natural breath, long through the spine. Take a couple moments to allow that energy to fully integrate into your being, shifting, transforming, giving it permission to do all of the depth of healing work that it needs to do within your being. And then gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. We're going to come into our Kriya for self-care. This is a really awesome Kriya for you to come into when you don't know what to do. You know, sometimes, like, I have a list of things that I can do when I'm feeling challenged, when I'm feeling frustrated, when I know I need to shift my energetic attention from this thing that's not serving me into something else that is more in alignment with what I want. Then I have a list of things that I can do, you know, Kriyas, I can do breath work, I make myself a cup of tea, I can go outside and jump on my trampoline, go for a walk. There's a lot of things that I know I can do that make me feel alive and full of prana and feel joy and peace. And if you don't know what those things are, this is a great Kriya to keep in your toolbox so that you can begin somewhere. Sometimes it just takes us doing the one thing that is the action, the affirmative action that's going to take us towards that space that we want to experience more of, that opens up all of the doors, that allows us. This is the yoga of awareness, Kundalini Yoga, and that awareness is of yourself, your own being. And so, you know, when you know those things, it opens up all the other doors for the other places to come into your experience to say, hey, this is for you too. Hey, this is an energetic match for what you're putting out there. Here's more of those things. And then you get to learn and engage in that self-discovery of figuring out who you are and what works for you. So the self-care Kriya, we're going to start by standing. So for the first half of it, we're going to be standing up. So coming up onto your feet, pedal out those legs a little bit if you need to. Mine kind of fell asleep sitting there. We're going to start by embracing ourselves. So we're going to wrap our arms around ourselves, and our hands are going to come just at the bottom of the rib cage there. So it's not a high thing like this where we're reaching up fingertips towards the shoulders. It's at that lower part of the rib cage. So just like so. And really giving yourself a nice tight squeeze. If you think about what your rib cage does, your rib cage supports all of your vital organs, all of those parts of our being that are necessary for life, all of these organs that are so amazing and special that sustain us and support us. So we're just gripping onto that space and giving ourselves a hug, a nice tight squeeze. And if you just think about the quality of a hug and what it does, they say a 20 or 30-second hug can just shift us into a new energetic space. It just releases chemicals in the brain and in the body that make us feel nourished and safe and comfortable. And it can really help strengthen your immune system. So taking those fingertips, wrapping those arms around your body, we're going to start just by kicking one leg and then the other. Kick with your right and then with your left. Just like this. And you can move as fast or as slow as you need to here. We're going to be here for 3.5 minutes. So just continuing on, kicking those legs, one and then the other. And just visualizing yourself shaking loose all of those things that are no longer serving you. Any of that stuff that might be stuck in those lower chakras, and that first and second and third chakra, your third chakra, that solar plexus chakra, is how you view yourself, how other people see you, how you express your being, your personal power, what is keeping you from accessing the fullness of your personal power, what old thoughts, what old ways of being, social programs are preventing you from accessing that space, letting it go through the feet, really kicking it out, saying this is no longer mine. Your second chakra, your sacral chakra, which is responsible for our sexuality, it's responsible for dreaming the dream, giving birth to new life, not just babies, but creating, leaving a legacy. Life is the creative process. So the co-creative part of your being, the manifester, what is limiting that place? Shake loose. Let it go through the bottom of the feet. Kick it out and give it back to the Mother Earth. And your root chakra, that place of safety and security, groundedness. This is my time. This is my place. I'm not a visitor here. I'm a part of the experience. I'm a part of the universe. Letting go of anything that's not in alignment with that knowledge, that truth. You only have about 1.5 minutes left, so make the most of this second half. Really let go. I choose to no longer carry the energetic weight of the things that are not serving me, that are not supportive of my health and well-being. Keeping that upper body still and just moving that lower body. "30 more seconds. Make this the best part of your practice, the best part of this exercise. Come still, planting both of the soles of the feet into the earth. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath, apply the move on. Press the energy up the spine, allowing it to spiral all around that spinal column towards the crown. Exhale. Shake loose those arms for a moment. Kick out those legs if you need to. The next part of the practice, we're actually going to kind of build on what we just did. So we're going to come back into that posture, gripping on to your own being. Fingertips are just at that lower line of the rib cage. You're going to kick out right, kick out left, plant both feet into the earth, and reach down towards the toes on the exhalation. So inhale, exhale, take it down. Inhale, exhale, take it down. I'm just continuing on. We're going to be here for 3.5 minutes again. Moving as fast or as slow as you need to for your practice. Closing the eyes, drawing the attention inward and upward if you can. But if you need to gaze forward to keep your balance, then that's okay too. Continuing to shake loose of any of that stuff that's not serving you. And then reaching down, grounding and connecting to the earth. Allowing those energies, those thoughts that inspire the feelings and the emotion and the stories and the judgment to pour out of the top of the head as you're bending down to touch those toes. What are the stories that I've been telling? What are the things that I've been allowing to dictate my experience that are not in alignment with the energy that I want to experience more of, that I want to co-create more of, that I want to be the magnet that draws more of that like energy into my experience? You're more than halfway through. Supporting and nurturing yourself by squeezing your arms around yourself, resting those fingertips into those lower ribs. We only have about 30 seconds left here. Really let go. Totally supporting and nurturing yourself instead of making yourself an afterthought. Instead of saying you'll do it when you have time, you'll take care of yourself when your schedule changes. Next week's going to be better. I'll start then. Start now. All the little things that you can do to support and nurture your own being. Inhale, rise up. Take those hands around those ribs. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath, apply the root lock. Exhale, release the breath. Release the arms, shake them out, shake out the legs. And come down into that comfortable seated posture. We're going to spend the rest of our practice down here on the mat. Sorry, this long hair does get tangled in my microphone. All right. So the next part of our Kriya, we're actually going to isolate the movement just to our rib cage. And it's really a beautiful look of posture exercise to me, but it may feel awkward initially, so don't stress out about that. Just take your time and do what you need to do here. We're going to interlock our hands and take them resting just on top of the head. And we're going to, and then the other, just like so. Closing the eyes, drawing the attention inward and upward, and just sliding that rib cage from one side to the other. You're only going to be here for 1 minute. We're actually going to move it around in a circular motion now. So just hinging forward and taking it in a circular motion. Just a few more seconds. Stop, come long in the spine. Inhale deeply, keep those hands on top of the head. Suspend the breath, apply your root lock. And then exhale, releasing the hands, releasing the breath, releasing the lock. So we're going to come into our second part of this, and it's actually another one where we're pressing the palms of the hands into the face, but we're actually going to be pressing the hands just underneath the cheekbones and lift. And you shouldn't be able to talk once you get your hands in that place. So we're going to place the Venus mound of our palm right through here, up underneath the cheekbone. And it should be enough pressure, like I said, that you can't talk. We're going to inhale through pursed lips, take deep drinks of air, and exhale powerfully through the nose. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. So keep those hands underneath, and you're going to press so hard, feeling that pressure as long as it feels safe and comfortable. Don't hurt yourself. Just a comfortable pressure here. Inhale through the pursed lips. Exhale powerfully through the nose. You're going to be here for 2 minutes. So just continuing on with that consistent breath. First through the lips on the inhalation. Exhaling powerfully through the nose. Eyes are closed. Attention is drawn inward and upward towards the third eye space. That lifted pressure underneath the cheekbones, allowing it to remove any tension in the face. We hold so much more tension in our face than we realize. So just give ourselves permission to relax as we're applying that pressure into the face and release that tension that we've been building in the jaw and the cheeks, that expressive part of our face. You only have 30 more seconds here. Just keep that breath strong. Keep that pressure in the hands and the cheeks. Come back to center. Inhale deeply. Keep those hands pressed into the cheeks. Apply your root lock, your Mula Bandha. Feeling that energy circulating throughout your physical being and your auric, energetic field. Exhale, release the hands from the face. Take a moment to wiggle those fingers, relaxing the hands down onto the knees, palms of the hands gently resting face down. Close the eyes and just take a moment to feel into the quality of your energetic being. Take note of what's going on inside of your body, inside of your mind, inside of your heart. No judgment, no attachment, just witnessing, just experiencing, just observing. And gently opening up the eyes whenever you're ready. The second part of this is just going to keep those hands gently resting on the knees. The breath is going to be the same as the last exercise that we did. And so we're just going to inhale as we lean to one side through those pursed lips. Exhale forcefully through the nostrils as we lean to the opposite side. So closing those eyes, taking that attention inside your own being, matching the breath with the movement, inhaling through the pursed lips as you lean to one side, exhaling forcefully through the nostrils as you lean to the opposite side. And again, we're going to be here for 2 minutes. So give yourself permission to get lost into that meditative breath, that meditative motion, rocking side to side, aligning both of those energetic polarities of our body, the pranic energy, which comes inward and upward along the right side, the aponic energy that goes down and out along the left side of the body, drawing those two energies into alignment into one another. Bending at the waist. So not at the hips, we're not swaying side to side, we're just bending at the waist. Moving as fast or as slow as you need to, whatever it is that feels comfortable to you today, on your body, on your spine, energetically. You're almost halfway through here. Continuing to move and match that breath with the movement. Always taking note of how you're feeling. Inhale back to center. Spin the breath and apply your root lock. Spine is nice and straight so that energy can easily move up the spine. Exhale, releasing the breath, gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. And then drawing yourself down onto your back for your final Shavasana. Releasing those legs out in front of you. Shake them out for a moment if you need. And then allowing that spine to find the earth slowly, vertebra by vertebra, using that core strength. Gently resting those arms in the earth next to the body. Palms can be face down to really connect to that earth energy, grounding and connective. Palms can be face up to receive. Allowing the feet to fall to the side. And just finding your breath. Your natural breath. Drawing that breath down into the belly. Not staying in that fight or flight zone of breath. Those upper lungs, those upper lobes of the lungs, the upper chest. Draw it deep into the body where it really does that healing, transformative work. On every inhalation, feeling the energy of the universe meeting you exactly where you are on your mat today, conspiring in your favor, working to draw the energetic match to you, allowing you to be that magnet, meeting you with all possibility. And on every exhalation, sinking deeper into the earth, cocooned in that nurturing, healing energy. Feeling completely relaxed, completely safe, trusting in your own being to do its own healing work, just giving it permission to do everything that it needs to do to assist you today. No resistance, no judgment. Self-care is that active engagement. shows the universe the quality of energy that we want to experience more of. When we take care of our own being, we invest in the quality of what that energy looks like. And remembering that self-care is very simple. It is only doing the things that make you feel more like yourself, that make you feel alive, that make you feel comfortable and safe, that prove that you are a priority in your own life. That is how you step into your power. Saying no when we want to say no. Saying yes when we want to say yes. Taking responsibility for the quality of energy that I'm emitting. Paying attention to my thought life. Paying attention to the words that I say, the actions I take. Recognizing whether they're taking me always closer to the things that I want to experience more of, or farther away from what I want. And then changing what's not working. We end up burned out, weakened immunity when our output is much greater than the input. It is simple math. If I'm putting out more energy than I'm taking in, that I'm building within my own being, then I'm going to burn out. I'm going to feel overwhelmed. I'm going to feel stress, potentially open myself up to illness. So always ensuring I'm keeping that chronic deficit on the side where the output is always less than the input. Always investing back in myself, proving to the universe, to myself, how important I've believed that my health and well-being are. An investment in your own being and the quality of life that you want to experience. This last part of your Shavasana practice, just really open up to your own spirit. Give it full reign to do all of the healing work that it needs to do within your own being this morning. And letting go of any thoughts, any feelings, any of those things, any energies that might be trapped in your body, your muscle tissue, your fascia that isn't in alignment with that quality of energy. Let it go and receive. As we finish our practice today, remember to love your body, this vehicle that allows us to be engaged in this physical realm that carries us through each and every moment of our life experience. Remember that that body deserves to feel respected, trusted, and loved. It deserves to be loved for all of the hard work that it does every day in the pursuit of health. It deserves to be nurtured and cared for, not punished for responding to how we care for it. It deserves to be spoken to with kind words. It deserves, again, to be respected and trusted and loved by you. And we show that love through our actions, not our words, not our intentions, through our actions, our choices. Slowly rolling over onto the right side whenever you're ready in the fetal position. After waking up that body, gently moving those fingers and toes. Starting to draw that movement back into the physical being, waking ourselves up to the physical plane of existence. Wrapping the hands around the wrists or the feet around the ankles, taking those gentle stretches that you might need. Cat stretch. Reaching the arms over the head, pointing the toes. Long line of the body. And rolling over onto the right side in the fetal position. Or drawing the knees into the chest and rocking and rolling on that spine, pressing that spinal fluid into all those nooks and crannies of the spine, further nurturing your being and drawing yourself up into that comfortable seated posture. Or pressing into the palm of the left hand and drawing yourself upright into that seated position. Take a couple deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to finish up our practice today with 3 long set nams. I am truth. Truth is my name. Truth is my identity. Take those hands into prayer pose. Tuck the thumbs into the breastbone. Inhaling deeply. Exhale completely. And then inhaling to begin. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Inhale deeply. Just bring the breath, apply your root lock. Exhale, release the breath. Release the lock. Sat Nam. Namaste. The light in me, the divinity that exists within my own being, honors that light and divinity within each and every one of you. So grateful for you joining me this morning, taking this opportunity to invest back into yourself, to take the conscious actions and conscious choices to invest in your own being and to really create the quality of life that you want to experience, to work towards that space, to be the magnet for the energy you want to experience more of. So thanks so much. I appreciate you guys more than you know. This is my favorite practice. And I just love, really, truly love sharing this one with you guys. So I hope y'all have an awesome Sunday. I hope you guys rest well and take good care of yourselves. Until next time, bye.